Hello, good evening. Welcome to Alexandra Palace and the 2016 Dafabab Masters. Two men already through to the quarter-finals, the current world champion Stuart Bingham and Mark Allen. Allen, the Northern Irishman, knocking out the current Masters champion Sean Murphy. And two other players looking to join them in the quarter-finals met earlier today. Stephen Maguire taking on Judd Trump. A packed house came to see this Anglo-Scottish battle, with Maguire taking on the number 5 seed Trump.
10 out of 10 for that one.
And Maguire won a quality opening frame, as 3 of the first 4 frames were won on the black, with Trump getting the better of the early exchanges, racing to a 4-1 lead with some explosive shot making.
And a little exhibition shot. Have a look at this. Have a look at that shot to get on the yellow.
64. But back came Maguire with a match-high break of 92 in frame 5 and breaks of 48 and 56 in frame 8, levelled the match at 4 apiece. But as the match lost its sparkle and increasingly became a battle of safety play, Maguire was the first to crack. This mistake proving costly as Judd punished him, this key pink setting up a frame-winning break of 61. And Lady Luck was smiling on Judd. After another bout of safety, Maguire was tempted by this long red, and this miss let Trump in for the kill. After 3 hours and 20 minutes, it was game, set and match to the Englishman, Judd Trump winning by 6 frames to 4.
It's always hard when you're in front, such a big lead. Your opponent has nothing to lose, really, so you're kind of just looking back and just waiting for it to come back at you rather than looking ahead. So for me, it was important when it got to 4-4 just to kind of refocus and take my chances, and that's what I did in the end. This is such a big tournament as well, so close to home, that it's very important that I try and do well here. It will give me a lot of confidence for the rest of the season.
Well, many congratulations to Judd Trump. He will now meet either the current UK champion Neil Robertson or Marco Fu in a quarter-final match on Friday. Now then to our featured match, and we see Barry Hawkins, 2013 Crucible runner-up, taking on Joe Perry, a man who's only won once here at Alexandra Palace and the Masters against Ding Junhui last year.
The gentleman. He's made probably one of a few of us that are sort of peaking in later years. Great player. He's been around the top of the game for years, and yeah, good lad. He's obviously one of the boys and has a laugh.
Great player, great cueist, really nice timer of the ball, very good cue ball control, and I'm sure bigger things are coming for Joe.
A very consistent player, Joe. A great potter, great builder. Doesn't fear anybody. And that's why he's in the top 16 and deserves to be there.
Joe's a player that has started to reap the rewards of hard work he's put in over the years.
Seems to be playing better the older he gets, and I think he's still got a few more tournaments in him.
Works very hard, keeps himself fit. You know, really nice lad, and I'm sure there's more success for him as well down the road.
Gentleman Joe, it's a load of old tush. He's not a gentleman at all. He's the most horriblest bloke now. No, Joe's all right. He's another one. Just loads of banter, have a giggle, wind a load of people up with him, and yeah, we have a good chat.
And he moans all the time. He's moaning, dead unlucky, dead this, all the time. So, but you know, it's fun to be around.
So So that's what the players think of Joe Perry, and he leads the head-to-head 5-2, but Hawkins won their last meeting 4-2 in the 2014 European Tour quarter-final in Lisbon. Hawkins won the first frame thanks to breaks of 59 and 34. We join it in frame 2. Perry on a break of 49. Commentary from John Virgo and Ken Doherty.
It's come a little bit heavy off that cushion.
Well, I, like you, thought he was going to play
55
for it in the corner, but the way he hit it, it looked as though he was trying to play it for the same pocket as the pink, and now he's twitched in between. He's only looking for a red and a colour, so you know he's going to take the red on, but into a blind pocket, missable. Ooh, missed it by a long way. Now, has he had a bit of luck?
Joe Perry, 55.
No, he hasn't. And what an opportunity he missed there. Just misjudged the positional shot from pink to the last red. And misjudged that pot badly. Well, if it wasn't for the pink being close to the left-hand side cushion, Ken, I'd say we've got a new favourite for this frame.
Yeah, absolutely. Those points that Joe Perry has accumulated are soon going to disappear. The only good thing for Barry Hawkins is he is a left-hander, so the pink on that side of the table is not really going to be too much of a problem.
Yeah, I think the key shot here will be the position from brown to blue. If he can get absolutely inch perfect on the blue, as you say, being left-handed, he can drop behind the pink. The black's going to be available into the centre pocket. Just makes it that little bit easier. But this is the key to the frame for me. Got to get good position on the blue.
Yeah, and he's got to get a position where it's almost straight on the blue, but he's got to be low on the blue, which means he's got to be closer to the baulk line than he has to be closer to the top cushion. So almost straight on this blue, so you can just get in behind the pink with the cue ball.
13.
That's not the best. Now there is plenty of room in behind the pink, but this could go wrong. He's got to judge this perfectly, and he's got to get as close to the pink as possible with the cue ball. No. See, that was the problem. You really had to get close to that
18.
blue, and that's poor from Barry Hawkins at this level. So much room for error there, and Joe Perry looking on would be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you're going to play that shot, you've got to play to get on the pink off two cushions. You can't just play it off one, and as you say, there was plenty of room round it. But as you say, one man's mishap is another man's misfortune, because Joe Perry will be very pleased to still have a chance in this frame. Well, is he taking this on? Is he taking this on? Oh, what a shot! What a shot!
24.
Hold the front page, he only needs the black. Well, what a pick. Played a bad shot on the blue. Joe Perry must have thought he had half a chance there. But Barry Hawkins decided to play the pink on the presumption that if it didn't go in, it might go safe, but it went in, and he leads 2-0.
What a cracking pink that was from Hawkins, but Joe won the next two frames to make it 2-2 going into the mid-session interval. And after that interval, this happened. Wow. Don't really know if Hawkins was feeling a little nervous with the match finally poised, but he made this little error with the spider very early on in frame 5, but thankfully could still see the funny side, and Joe all smiles too. We pick it up with Perry on a break of 7.
Foul. 7. Joe Perry.
Wow.
7. Barry Hawkins.
Colin Humphreys, our referee there, spotted the foul. Must have been something with the finger touching the red or something. Let's have a look. No, it must have been the cue as he was leaning over. Yes, the red near the pink. Well, not punished. Not punished.
One.
We're still not quite certain where this black will go when it's respotted. I don't know whether the black spot is available. If it is, then no problem. But he wouldn't really want to get the black going up on the green spot, which looks the highest available. Now, where does the black go? He'd love it to go on its spot.
8.
And it did quite comfortably. So, good chance this now.
Nine.
Well, decided not to roll the red in and play for the black. He's got to play the cannon now for me. I don't see any value now in trying to play for a loose red. Unless he's got the angle on the yellow. Well, he obviously thinks he has, but needs a deep screw this. And he's overdone it. Okay, he's on this red to the corner. I'm not certain
11.
this is the red he played on.
Yeah.
But he'll be happy to play it.
Yeah, I think it was one of those shots, was it? If he overhit it for the red into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. He always had this red on his insurance, but he can get nicely on the black here if he drops this red in, but always a little bit trickier with the extension.
Thank you. 12.
Well, I'll have to play for one of the reds near the top cushion here, because he's just gone a little bit too high on the black.
Judges it nicely. He's got a nice angle to
19.
punch the red in and back up for the black.
20.
Now, he plays one little cannon on from the black into the red. Just the middle red, the red directly above the black. Well, he's taken the loose one, but he had a perfect angle there to
27.
play that little cannon. Would have brought more reds into play.
$28. $35. 36.
'Obviously this red goes to the corner because the pink, it's holding the pink spot. He won't mind the pink going on the green spot.
42.
He's only a few reds and colours away from victory in this frame. And a good performance, Ken, having lost the first two.
43.
Yes, and particularly the manner in which he lost the second frame, where Barry stole it on the black. He steadied the ship, Joe, and looks in good form now. A lot more confident going around the table. And he's had his chances, Barry Hawkins. A couple of loose safety shots and a couple of misses,
48.
and particularly a miss here in this frame when Joe fell the red.
49.
Yeah, nice putt. So 58
54.
ahead, 67 left, so one red in the colour.
$55.
Just having a quick look at the scoreboard, just the blue almost makes certain of the frame. And that'll do.
60. 61.
And he looks a different player now, doesn't he, after those first couple of frames, Johnny? Picked up the pace a little bit.
Yes, you know what it's like, Ken. Sometimes the occasion
68.
can just get the better of you, and it's, as we say, you don't really settle until you get that first frame on the board, and he must have been delighted to go into the mid-session interval all square after
69.
losing the first two frames, and he's come out a lot more positive. But having said that, he's been gifted this opportunity. But he's taken it well. Every credit, Joe.
76. 77.
Now, will he try and disturb the red? It's on the right-hand side cushion, or just get behind it? Try and keep the break going. He's tried to get behind it, but these aren't
84.
any gimmies. Oh, well,
84.
a little bit
Joe Perry on the
disappointed he
frame.
couldn't go on and make the century, but delighted to put another frame on the board. And now he leads the world number 8 by 3 frames to 2.
So Barry, the world number 10, sneaks in front for the first time, but it didn't last long with Barry taking the next frame. 3-3, good match this, into frame 7. Hawkins to play, back to John and Ken.
So a decent break off from Barry, but he has left this pot on. But what makes this pot dangerous, as against normally you'd see them take this on, is that red that's just below the black, in between the black and the top cushion. You'd think it's almost impossible to play the pot and avoid the kiss on that red. But what's the alternative?
That's the shot you're talking about, John, but as you said, that red, maybe just enough room around the back of it, but he has to be so precise. No. Now what's he left? Well, that would have been a Brucey bonus if that red dropped in the middle. Now Barry just eyeing up his options here. Should he pot this red into the bottom right-hand corner pocket? Can he get on the black into the left-hand corner? Certainly enough room there. He's just make sure he's got to be low on the black.
1.
Looks okay. And of course, he's always got the red as insurance over the right centre as well. May have to use just a little bit of right-hand side, but just to hold it for the red, just above it. Oh, that was nicely judged. Very nicely judged.
8.
Nice. But another 2 or 3 reds into potable positions from that shot alone.
Yes, and the beauty of this opportunity, You can play for the reds that are all in the cluster just above the black, with the knowledge that if you just run slightly out of position, you've always got the red that's very close to the middle. So you've always got that little bit of insurance. But at the moment,
16.
2 reds, 2 blacks.
$17.
Yeah. Okay, it's early doors, but it'll just depend on the next couple of shots from Barry Hawkins. It'll give us an indication whether he's got a very special break on his mind. Purposely not playing that
24.
particular shot too difficult, because the red that he's closest to was still on into the corner pocket.
25.
Just a little bit straight. Wanted another couple of inches on that cue ball. Now, this shot will tell us the story. You could play the easy red over the right centre, but this tells us all blacks is on his mind.
33.
Yeah, the red in the middle of that bunch. Dead straight into the
40.
corner pocket. He got on it absolutely perfect. There's a wonderful shot there.
Yes, and he's not adverse to making
41.
maximums. He's made 2. He made 1 last season, or last year, and 1 in 2010. Oh, has he underhit this? He's just underhit it.
48.
Can't see him playing for the black now, Ken.
No, there's a little grimace, wasn't there? And that was he had a lot of margin for error, as we can see. You know, there's plenty of room between the red and the pink there.
49.
And that's a shame. But his priority is now just to win the frame. But they were set up lovely, weren't they, John? And because of the red over the middle pocket as well, as you said, you always have that little bit of extra insurance. Inside, he'd be a bit disappointed, but he'd be happy if he wins the frame from this position now.
54.
Still got a chance, though, of a very high break. 137 at the moment by Mark Allen. But every
55.
time he goes away from the black, he reduces it. It was a possible 145. Now it's after the blue, it's going to be a possible 143. And £10,000 for the high break price, so worth thinking about.
$60. $61.
Looks like any thought of a high break has gone completely out of the window now, because he's just concentrating on potting enough balls to win the frame.
63.
And that basically a red and a blue would do. This blue will put him 69 points in front with just 67 remaining. So it's swinging to and fro, this match. Barry won the first 2. Joe Perry won the next 3. And this is the
69.
second frame in succession for Barry Hawkins. can't beat the highest break now.
70. $75.
Yeah, he's made 193 career centuries.
76.
Turned pro in 1996, Barry Hawkins. Joe Perry, on the other hand, just over the 200 mark, 209. And of course, he turned pro in 1992. A couple of 100 centuries is a good return by any professional.
81.
He has his work cut out to keep the break going here.
81.
Well,
Barry
that's a
Hawkins,
shame.
I'm
The red
afraid.
doesn't go in. He can't make the century, but Joe Perry says that's enough for me. And Barry Hawkins now goes into a 4-frame-to-3 lead.
Great break from Hawkins. Got a real good chance now to pile more pressure on Joe Perry. We go into the next frame with the scores at 8-all.
Yeah, nicely cued. Not as much pressure on that shot because it wasn't really leaving anything, only possibly the ball he was taking on. When he played it pretty confidently, nicely on the blue. A couple of reds above the black as well in play.
Six. Seven.
Well, he played the stun run through and just got the stun. That was careless. Steve Davis, yesterday afternoon, if anyone was watching, was showing you when you're playing that shot, you need to hit it slightly above centre to get the stun and then the run through. He just got the stun, hit it too low. But he's recovered well. He's recovered well. It's one of those situations where he was in a fortunate position where just potting the black
14.
was going to give him position on the next red. On another day, he'd have been on nothing because he couldn't do much with the cue ball.
15.
But what a chance it is now.
He's done that quite a few times tonight, hasn't he? He's had a lot of awkward blacks bridging over balls, and he seemed to have got every one.
$22.
Joe Perry looks on a little bit worried. Would he be getting another chance in this frame?
$23.
Now needs a good cannon.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those cannons where you'd like to arc the ball, wouldn't you? Ken's getting his white line out. Can you do an arc? No, obviously not. That's the worst arc I've ever seen.
Only Noah can do the arc, John. Nice cannon on this red, though. Is he okay? He's always going to be on the red into the left-hand corner pocket, and that looks pretty good.
30.
He didn't get much of an arc on it, but he hit the red, you said. And it doesn't look too bad. I think he can pot this and hold for the black. And I must say, the modern players are so proficient now with the rest. And even me saying that doesn't
31.
stop him potting it. But at the moment, Barry Hawkins, 8 out of 8. And Joe Perry, 6 out of 6. That's 100%, both of them with the rest. Must be better rest than they used to be.
He's just overrun it, hasn't he? He wanted to be closer to this black with the cue ball. Yeah, just...
Well, I think you settle for that, wouldn't you?
It's not too bad, is it?
Not bad at all.
38.
This red is certainly straightforward into the middle pocket and get on the blue, and he's brought the other couple of reds into play now as well, so frame is at his mercy.
$39.
Were you a good rest player, John?
I was tall.
You didn't need it.
I used to practice a lot with it, actually, because I remember as an amateur losing
44.
a competition in the English amateur, and the rest play cost me, so I used to practice with it a lot.
45.
But of course, those were the days before extensions and things like that. You know, I mean, you needed the long rest. You know, it was like you were going fishing. So there you see it, 50 ahead, 75 remaining. That equates 50 to 2 reds, 2 colours.
51.
Well, is he not on anything?
58.
That's the lead, 58, 67 remaining, but if he's not on a red, that's careless. And he mustn't be. So Joe Perry will be getting a chance to come back to the table. Okay, long way behind, but not out of this frame.
58. Barry Hawkins.
Yeah, 58 break, and he tried to play a clever little shot trying to get another red save, which he has done, but he's also sacrificed leaving this red on into the bottom corner pocket, but doesn't look like Joe is going to entertain it. The red just to the right and below the pink does pot into this bottom right hand corner pocket, but the problem is being 58 behind, only 67 on the table, doesn't have many points to play with, particularly if he lands on a ball colour. The pot in this red. There's the pot, but he's got to be on a colour really, and that's the problem.
1.
Yep, he's now 57 points behind, but there's only 59 remaining.
Joe Perry. 1.
In no way that Barry Hawkins wants to remove that red that's tight against the cushion. I think he can get through to those 2 reds near the pink, but I don't think he can play a good safety unless he just plays it dead weight and nestles up to the first one, but that's a bit risky. As you can see, he can hit the first one. If he played it the correct pace, the cue ball would just stick on that red, but if he hit it too hard or it rolled off slightly, he could leave a pot on.
Well, he could play this shot, John. I mean, he'd be knocking one red onto the other and possibly a red up into baulk, but it is a little bit risky.
But I like that shot, particularly with the 2 reds safe.
Yeah, and he could possibly get another red safe, couldn't he?
and Joe Perry, in effect, needing blacks with every red.
See if he plays this shot, landing on this red, Joe Perry can possibly bring this red into play. And that's exactly what he's going to do.
I learn every day why they call you Crafty Ken.
It's been clueless for a while now.
Yeah, so that's one red away from the cushion. And I think the green's covering the path. Well, maybe not. Parry's down early, so he can get through the gap. And puts the red back near the cushion. Oh, that was careless. And I really, you know, don't know why he played that red. I'd have played the lower one and gone round the back of that. I mean, there was always a chance the middle pocket bump could come in the way here, which is exactly what it did. Could cost him the frame. Has done.
One.
Has cost him the frame now. There'll be no return. So that was a little bit careless from Joe. So 63 points ahead is Barry Hawkins with just 51 remaining.
6.
And if he pots this red, I don't think Joe Perry will contemplate returning to the table. But it's not there. But will Joe come back
Barry Hawkins,
to the table?
6.
He needs 2 snookers or 3 snookers. Otherwise, Barry Hawkins will be 1 frame away from victory.
Hawkins did win that frame. He's edging closer to that victory, but Joe Perry really needs to win this next frame, and he's doing a good job of trying to stay in this one.
Well, went for the other one, but always a possibility of leaving this red on, and well, that could be a big mistake from Joe Perry. Okay, he wasn't far away from the pot, but at that pace, he wasn't going to be covering this red. It's not a bad kiss.
One.
Now, what a chance. And will Joe Perry get another one? That was a bit of a strange one, John. What would you have played there?
Well, I think he probably thought that that was the type of pot he could play, but as you say, and he was very close to it, but he just caught it a little bit too thin, which just got that extra bit of pace. It was his decision, and you stand or fall by them. But now he's got to sit there and hope that Barry doesn't make the most of this opportunity. For Barry to win the frame at this visit would be very difficult for me, but you'd be surprised if he wasn't in front when he went back to his seat, if he doesn't win the frame.
4.
Well, the good thing, I'm sure the black pot's into the left-hand corner pocket. It doesn't go into the right, obviously, but that will certainly help. Pink will go back on its spot. Those 2 reds look like a dead set plant into this corner pocket as well, and that's another bonus for Barry Hawkins.
Well, I didn't notice they were a plant, Ken, and now they are. This is a frame and match winning opportunity, without a doubt.
I don't think Barry noticed
11.
either until just a few seconds ago, because he would have come down to have a look at that a few times. And just with potting that plant, the other red has just gone now and blocked the black into the left-hand corner pocket. So now you can only concentrate on pinks here.
17.
Yes, we just caught a glimpse there. That black doesn't go into the pocket as this red, so he's got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball here. Deep screw with right-hand side if he's playing for the pink.
18.
Well, he can get onto it to the middle. It didn't look quite on, and it's a little bit more difficult. But it goes comfortably. And he's played it well. And we were mentioning about when you see the winning line, will it affect you? Well, so far, he's looking calm,
24.
cool and collected.
$25.
Ooh. Well, he just stayed down on that a little bit longer because that looked like it was escaping the pocket.
31. $32.
He's played that nicely. Just dropped the pink into the right centre. Bottom red of those two will pot.
Eleven
38.
points to lead Joe Perry, fearing the worst. You'll need... Oh, well, would you believe it? I did say about
38.
when that
Barry Hawkins.
winning post comes in sight, things can happen. What a miss. What a miss this was. Doing nothing with the cue ball. Yeah, concentration. Thinking too far ahead.
1.
The red directly behind the black pots into the
7.
left-hand corner pocket, so needs a nice angle when potting this red.
8.
Oh, that's not a good shot. That is terrible. That's a shocker from Joe Perry. Wanted to be straight on that pink. I'm not quite sure why he didn't just pot the red. Why didn't he just pot the red and take the pink into the right centre? So much easier to get on the red behind the black then. Now we can't get on that red. That's a shocker. Barry won't be too disappointed.
And compounds the mistake by trying to recover it with that one shot. And that was the only way he could play it, but using the rest, that pace, having to screw off the side cushion to get position on that red, which he wouldn't have had to do, of course, as Ken said, if it had come straight on it. So he's offered up another chance for Barry. And it's a good pot. And he's just about on the yellow, although he'll have to screw direct, because I wouldn't fancy playing for this red to the left corner. You want to play... I think this red passes the black to the right corner. So he's got to get into this.
Yeah, some sort of angle. Well, it looks like he's playing it with coming off the cushion, but he needs to get the cue ball over that side, and that's not very good. But he's perfect for a snooker. It might even be potable from here, but he's very, very lucky if he can pot the red from here, John.
Well, Joe must be wondering what's happened. Okay, he's missed his chance, but this is no way in the world that Barry plays again on the red like this. And it looks like he can pot it because he's looking at the potting angle. You couldn't have picked it up with your hand and put it in a better place. Fortunate. And in it goes. So now, up to and including the blue for his first win at the Masters and a place in the quarter-final.
Six. Eight.
Anything but straight on the green was okay, and he's not straight.
$11.
Been a good match, Ken. It's been entertaining. Been a few mistakes, which makes it all the more exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
15.
And Barry will be absolutely delighted. There you see it, 18 ahead, just 18 remaining, but he's not going to miss this blue. And Joe will be kicking himself. He had some chances.
As you say, no heroics on the blue, just making absolutely sure
20.
He's not won a match here in the Masters, but he's won this one. Well, okay, he's Mr. Pink, but it's
Barry
two
Hawkins,
snookers needed.
20.
And big ask for Joe Perry, and but for those two snookers, Barry Hawkins in the quarter-final.
Yes, just a few minutes later, it was all over. Barry Hawkins sealing his first ever win at the Masters, having been beaten at this stage on 4 previous occasions. Last year, thumped 6-1 by Ali Carter, and now look forward to a quarter-final against Mark Allen on Thursday.
I'm delighted to get through after 6 years, like you say. So yeah, it's a great feeling to finally win a match here, and yeah, I'm just more pleased the way I felt out there, and I felt like my game was going in the right direction again. So yeah, I'm delighted to get through a tough match like that.
It was a good match up until about 3-all for me, and then I seemed to just lose it a little bit. But I think that was more down to Barry's good play. He was very solid tonight. Didn't miss nothing easy. I had to sort of really work for every chance I got, and chances sort of dried up from 3-2 ahead. And when I did get a chance, I hadn't really had much table time, and it just sort of fizzled out in the end. But yeah, I think it was more down to Barry's good play rather than me not really showing up.
Just staying positive, I think. Not beating myself up if I've done anything wrong. Although I didn't do too much wrong, I don't think, throughout the match. I missed a couple, but you're going to do that over a best of 11. You can't play perfect snook all the time. But I think it was just, I was just mentally stronger today, I think. And yeah, just kept trying to stay positive and focused. And I think that was the difference, really.
And many congratulations to Barry Hawkins through to the quarter-finals. That is it from us, but Snooker Extra is up next with extended highlights of Judd Trump v Stephen Maguire, and stand by for Ronnie's return to Ali Pali. That's later at 1 o'clock on BBC Two as he takes on Mark Williams. But from all of us here, bye for now.
This is possible.